It's finally happening. It's finally happening. Subaru? Oh, that's right. Look what finally showed up. I have been waiting for you for months. You just come right here. It's a cool little button right here. Just boop. Look at that. Ugh. In you go. In you go. It still smells so new and so fresh in here. This thing's wild, dude. Let me pull this thing in the driveway real quick. Oh my god, dude, tripod, stop. So what is going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today's an exciting day. As you guys know, I placed a pre-order on a 2022 BRZ. Finally came in last night. You guys know that I had my 2013 on the channel. Prior to that, I've had 4 or 5 other FRS's BRZs prior to the one that you guys saw. The silver 2013 that we called Creature was a fun car. I absolutely loved the car. I missed it after I sold it, and I know I wanted another one shortly after. And now that we have the STI almost running, we have the Evo that will be running, I don't need to rely on only a coupe to be a daily driver for me to transport things around if I'm moving stuff. With the Evo, I can easily throw stuff in the back seat or the trunk. It's got a lot more room than the BRZ does. With the STI, I mean, if I really want to haul stuff around with this thing, I can. Quick update on this, Kyle's coming tomorrow to help finish up the fabrication on the STI, and then we should be good on that. So I got a couple errands to go run in this BRZ, but let me show you guys this thing first before we go to it's been a long time since we've done a driving video. I'm excited. Bam, there she is, you guys. So this 2022 BRZ, as you guys know, if I would have known everyone else on YouTube was getting one in white, I would have got a different color, but you know, I like the white. It is what it is. I'm about it. Honestly, I hated this car when it first got released, and I remember doing like a little video on this. I gave my opinion on it. I just didn't like it at first. Now that I see it in person in the color that I wanted, absolutely changed my mind. I love it. The taillights, I thought I hated the taillights at first. They have definitely grown on me. I don't know when you guys are seeing this, so I might throw in a little clip at nighttime. I've been in meetings all morning, so I'm getting a really late start to the day, so this video will probably be going out later today. But honestly, I absolutely love this thing, you guys. It feels a lot like the 2013 did that I have, but it feels a lot more refined in the sense that it feels like a more, obviously it's a more modernized car, but I don't know, just the overall experience. You guys will see when we go drive it a little bit. So this is just a premium model. It's not the limited. I really didn't see the need for the limited. You guys know me. I can sit here and tell you all day that I'm not going to modify this thing. I'm not going to slap a turbo on it. I'm not going to slap a supercharger on it. We're going to do something with this. We're going to make a lot of power, whether it's a supercharger or turbo. I don't quite know yet, but I'm very capable. I'm very curious to see what that FA24 has for us. Front end of the car, I actually really love. I didn't think I'd like it that much. I actually like it a lot more than I thought I would. Let me just come in here. Let me just pop this guy. Good to see that they still stuck with the good old kickstand. I thought it had hood props, but honestly, this FA24 looks identical to the FA20. Like, after playing with the BRZ, tearing it apart, building it and doing everything we did to that car, it looks physically identical. I know it's not, but it physically identical is what I'm seeing here. I see a decent amount of room up front for us to be able to slap a turbo in this thing, which is awesome. This thing still makes weird noises. But yeah, honestly, you guys, we're gonna do some fun stuff with this car. I've already got it scheduled to go get tinted next week, so that way I'm not driving around in a fishbowl. If there's one thing that bothers me, it's not having tint on a car and driving around in a fishbowl. I do like how they moved the trunk button. I don't think my old BRZ had a way to get into the trunk with a button on it. It's kind of nice that they just integrated that little guy right there, so that way you can just kind of open that and then get in there. Trunk room actually looks pretty decent in this thing too, and the seats still fold down like they used to. And honestly, huge improvement on the interior. Like, this is so nice. Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. I don't have to like put an aftermarket unit in to be able to do that. A digital cluster, which I'm pretty sure if I hit this track button here, I have to hold it. Oh, I gotta hold it. Yeah, if you put it in track mode, you get a whole bunch of other like crazy features up here. I haven't really played with this yet, but I know that has some other features built into it too. Dude, I'm so excited that it finally came in. It's been 4 months of waiting for this thing. I don't know how everyone else was getting there so quick. If you got yours like hella quick, kudos to you, because I ordered this thing back in September and I definitely was not expecting it to take so long. So it is true. I will reiterate it again. The Golf R is gone. The Golf R was taken in on trade for this BRZ here. The Golf, honestly, the motor seemed pretty toast in the Golf. Even with Volkswagen doing the diagnostic stuff that they did do, the head seemed like it realistically was probably pretty thrashed from that one grounding strap off of the electrode that fell into the spark plug, or fell into the cylinder. I didn't care to swap the engine in the Golf R, to be honest. I liked the Golf R a lot, but for me, it just wasn't, I didn't see the value in it. We still have our 2016 GTI. We're still gonna be modifying that, so all my MQB friends, don't worry. All that stuff's still gonna be happening. just on a different platform. So I gotta go get a haircut because I'm looking pretty scraggly, and now that I have a car that works again, I can go do that. So let's go get a little bit of driving stuff. Dude, it's so weird being back in a BRZ. Like, after having Creature and like turbocharging it, having so much fun with it, playing with it, we got rid of it really abruptly right after all of that, just because I quickly realized I needed something a little bit bigger as a daily driver. And now that we've got the option of having multiple cars as a daily driver and having this again, oh my god, dude, I love it. I love it. I absolutely love FRS's BRZs. Like I told you guys earlier, I've had like 6 of them at this point, both Scion, Toyota, and Subaru. Lane shift ahead. We're shifting lanes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's shift some lanes. And honestly, the car feels a lot like it did before. The FA24, I haven't really gotten into it too much. It's got 25 miles on it right now, so I'm trying to give it at least 100 miles to break in before I really beat on it. Honestly, I love it so far. The shifter in this car is, I don't know if they changed anything with this shifter or not. I don't know if they changed, I don't think they changed the real transmission design. They may have done some improvements to it here and there, but the transmission and the shifter assembly itself feels 1,000 times better than it did in the last one. Like, I don't feel the need to have to put a short shifter in this car, but I probably will anyways because that's just what I do. One thing that is taking me a little bit to get used to is the blinkers. It's not like your standard like blinker lever shift guy. I don't even know what you call it. Like, it doesn't click into place like it would on like an STI or on something else. Oh, hello, Mr. Policeman. Are you coming out? What are you doing? Sorry, are you coming out? What are you doing? I will let you out. Are you coming out? Yeah, there you go, sir. I just don't want you to be behind me, to be honest. The engine feels a lot smoother. I don't want to say a lot smoother, but it feels really smooth as well. Even when my old BRZ was naturally aspirated, comparing the FA20 over to this FA24, the FA24, it doesn't feel like it loses power in that center of the RPM band anymore. And I know a lot of people online have already like harped on that and said that, but like realistically, it doesn't feel like it's there anymore. The digital gauge cluster does take a second to get used to. I'm more of an analog gauge cluster type of dude. I prefer my analog gauge clusters, but the digital one's pretty cool. You can like go on the steering wheel. Also, this is the first BRZ I've had with steering wheel controls, which is really weird to me also because all of my other ones, well, obviously they just never had it. The steering wheel feels pretty nice too, even though it's leather wrapped. If I can get an OEM Alcantara one for this, I would definitely like to. I've already used 1 bar of fuel. What does that mean? Do I have to count the number of bars I have and then subtract and then figure out where a quarter tank is, or y'all figure it out? It's whatever. But yeah, track mode, if you come down here and you hold the track mode button, it puts it into this really cool tack, which I kind of like, and I haven't played with any of the other features over here, but I'll play with those later. But I want to see this tack. I know, it feels a lot more, I don't want to say elegant, but I guess it feels more elegant in here than it did in the last one. The brakes feel freaking awesome too. The clutch feels a lot heavier. I don't know, the clutch in the 13 BRZ was pretty heavy. What was that? That was I don't remember what clutch it was. It was a heavy duty clutch. I think it was like a stage 3 clutch or something like that. And it was stiff, but even the stock clutch feels pretty stiff. Like, it picks up pretty quick and gets into power. Dude, I missed a BRZ. I'm so glad to have one again. I love it. I love this thing. Even the interior controls in here feel like 1,000 times better. Like, don't get me wrong, the BRZ FRS has always been a car that's supposed to be a driver-focused car, but having like these extra little nicer amenities in here just makes it so much nicer as a daily driver. This thing is also way too quiet for me. It needs an exhaust. It needs something to wake it up a little bit. I might just have Kyle just make me a catback for this car rather than buying one. Probably sound a lot mintier, and it would probably be a lot quicker because everything for this car. That's the one thing that I've never liked about buying brand new cars. Like, this is the 3rd brand new car I've ever bought in my life, and it has like that nice like new car smell, which I like. Some people don't like it, but I really don't mind it. But this is the 3rd one I've got. I've bought a 2016 WRX brand new. I've gotten a 2018 Toyota Yaris, or IQ, or IA. I don't remember what it was. I hated that car. I hate it. I don't know why. I sold my STI. I tried to be an adult. I tried to be an adult, traded in my STI for this Yaris. Absolutely hated it. no, it was so boring to drive. But dude, even like there is like no shifter play in this, like no shifter play. And I have AC. This is the only car I have that has AC. The Evo doesn't have air conditioning. The STI doesn't have air conditioning. We don't have room for it. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. I really like these like digital knobs that they have in here. The sun is very bright and I cannot wait to get this thing tinted next week. It's also comforting too because I know I can take this engine apart, rebuild it, and then put it back in. Like I know Subaru's way too well at this point. But that's all right, because when you like what you like, you know what you got. And if you know what you got, you're smelling what I stepped in. And if you're smelling what I stepped in, you know it's probably dog poo. FA24 feels nice. Dude, this thing feels so much better than an FA20. Oh my God, dude, I love it. But this, I'm about this. I am about it. You're not going, dude, I'm going 50. I'm trying to slow down so that way you can get ahead of me. Go get ahead of me. Hey, do. It's a really weird day. It's like really like overcasty, but really sunny, and it's kind of rainy, but it's not rainy at the same time. It's Washington for you. You never know what weather you're gonna get. Man, this guy's totally gonna, look at all that! Look at that good corner right there. And we got LT Gutters LLC in front of us. That's alright, man. It's alright. Ruin my fun. You fun sucker. Dude, it honestly feels so much smoother than the FA20 did. Like, I guess I should say stock FA20, because the stock FA20s were the ones that had the torque dip issue, and you genuinely feel the difference. I'm excited for this FA24. I bashed this car when it first came out, and look at me now, I'm loving it. I'm loving every second of it. It doesn't sound all that bad either. Like, I've never been a huge fan of the way FAs sound. It doesn't sound bad by any means. I like it. I'm about it. Oh, look at that, there's a little friendly other BRZ right there. What up, bud? What up, friend? I'm getting blinded by the sun. Are we friends? Is this a thing? Are we friends? Because we could totally be friends, dude. Oh yeah, we're friends. He revved at me. Dude, the sun is like blinding, and I don't want the visor to be in the way of you guys being able to see and whatnot, but I gotta put it up. Man, I'm just like you, other BRZ. We're friends. We cool, we chill. This Jeep is stopping. All right, let me run in here, go get a haircut real quick, and we'll go play with this thing a little bit more, because I gotta go to the post office after this and drop some orders off for you guys. Look at that, I don't look homeless anymore. So ironically enough, where we're at right now is the last place that I took the 2013 BRZ and actually shot a video with it before we sold it. So I thought it'd be cool to bring the 2022 here. So just driving the car, dude, it realistically feels so much better. Like, I'm always a skeptic whenever I watch all these like auto bloggers that get invited to go drive all these cars for these companies. I'm always very skeptical about the reviews that they actually do on the car. So I was a little hit or miss on if I'd like the car or if I didn't like the car when I went to pick it up, because I know they get paid. I know these companies pay them. I don't 100% know how truthful they actually are with their reviews, but genuinely speaking, the power band in the car does feel a lot better. The handling of the car, it feels a little improved over the 2013. I wouldn't say it's like immensely crazy different, that it handles like stock for stock, that it handles insanely different than the 2013 did. And I'm only using my 2013 as a comparison to the 2022 because it's the last one that I drove. My 2016, 2017 didn't feel much different than the 2016 did stock for stock. But honestly, I know the styling on this isn't for everyone. I really didn't like the styling of this car when it first came out. It's definitely grown on me. I saw one at Big Northwest in August. It was a red one. I personally did not like the red. I did not think it looked good red. The other thing that kind of weirded me out was these side skirts down here. I don't quite know the whole aerodynamic principle behind them, but I know there's some aerodynamics there. Then I remember seeing a video, I don't think it's on these, I think it's underneath the car. There's like some honeycomb stuff somewhere. It might be, it's in the vents. All these vents right here, like honeycombed out from Subaru. So they have like better aerodynamic properties, apparently. I don't know how much I believe that or how big of an impact that actually has on the car. Overall, I like the design. I've been taking a deep peek at this FA24. So personally, I don't like straight up FA engines because they don't have port injection from the factory. factory. Yes, you can add it. Yes, you can add port injection to your direct injection, but being able to control that, it gets expensive real quick. That's why I think the BRZ is one of the best of both worlds for the FA series engines, because it has that D4S system right there from Toyota that gives you the port injection and the direct injection. Now, most people aren't going to give two about that because they're just going to want the car because they like the car, which is totally Gucci. For me, I know I'm going to be shooting for power on this car. I know I'm going to be pushing this thing, and I know I'm going to want some more sauce out of it. So having that D4S system already there, huge improvement over like the FA24 found in the WRX that is only direct injection versus this being port injection and direct injection. It's already built into the ECU to be able to control all of that. Now, the other one that I know a lot of people are on the fence about, they're saying, oh my God, I hate him. It looks like a Honda Accord. Don't get me wrong, I agree with you to an extent, but I will say they have grown on me a lot, and I am actually starting to like them. The whole reverse light section here is like indented into the tail light, so it's not a flush tail light. I do appreciate the fact that Subaru took the time to actually black out the housings on these tail lights and not go with the weird chrome see-through crap that's found on a lot of cars. So just the small attention to detail in the taillight stuff. I am really glad that they did not integrate this bar that runs across the trunk into the taillight and keeping it as its own separate piece. But honestly, I love the car. Interior feels fathoms nicer than all of the other ones I've had. Car handles phenomenally. Torque dip's gone. It feels like it has a little bit more power. I've seen some of these get thrown on dynos, and I don't recall off the top of my head how much power they're making, but you can definitely notice a power difference between this one and the older previous generation. So I just wanted to do the unveiling video of the BRZ because you guys know I've been waiting for this. You guys know I'm excited for it. I was excited since we pre-ordered one back in September, which it doesn't feel like it was that long ago, but in reality it was like a little over 4 months. So not terrible for wait times, especially with the whole chip shortage and everything like that. Now, I don't know how true this is. I've heard this from a couple people who work at some Subaru dealerships, that if you guys are wanting a 2022 BRZ and you haven't already pre-ordered one, I don't think you can pre-order them anymore right now, because I think Subaru like shut off the pre-orders for the cars because they can't keep up with demand or something along those lines. Not 100% sure on that one. Someone may want to like fact check and verify that, but that's just what I've heard from a handful of local dealers. That's all I got for you guys on this one. So if you guys are excited for the BRZ, if you guys are excited for the BRZ build, you guys know what to do. Smash that like button, smash the subscribe button too, baby. If you want to see the BRZ stuff or the 6-cylinder STI stuff or the Evo stuff or the GTI stuff, look at that. We got so many cars to make content on. We are crossing the, honestly, I feel like it's a pretty good diverse field of cars. A 6-cylinder STI, an 04 Evo 8 that we're completely rebuilding, a 2016 GTI. We have front wheel drive, rear wheel drive now, and all wheel drive. All soon to be turbo, because I guarantee you that's probably gonna get a turbo. So let me know what you guys want to see out of the BRZ also. Do you guys want like turbocharged, supercharger, naturally aspirated, E85? I'm kind of curious to see what you guys are leaning. I know I'm leaning towards turbos. I'm a turbo kind of guy. I just prefer turbos. The potential to make more power in the future is a lot easier to swap out a turbo than to throw a supercharger in there, continue to swap out pulleys, get maxed out on smallest pulley size and whatnot. But that's all I got for you guys on this one. I hope you guys are having an awesome day. I'm gonna go get this video edited. So with that, I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, homies.